All right, guys, I thought I'd come on live here. So, this is an event that's coming up with the astrology. We have the sun. If you look down here, we have Mercury, the sun, and Saturn. If we go a few days forward, they're all conjunct on February 28th. This is big. That's a lot of planets conjunct. So we're going to talk about that today. I also looked in the history of Bitcoin on the Bitcoin chart, and I marked off each time that we saw the sun conjunct Saturn, and then I also showed when Mercury ingresses into Pisces. And Mercury's not very happy in Pisces, so I was curious about how that might affect markets. But interesting that all three planets are conjunct. So this is a time where it could be times of reaping rewards. It could be really dynamic times with a lot of mental activity. Mercury's but Mercury's also the planet of trading. So it could be kind of a time of big shifts in our investments, in our trades. We talk a lot about crypto on this channel. So we could see a big market shift here. Now Saturn conjunct the sun is a time of reaping rewards. So that's very interesting. And then Mercury conjunct Saturn is a time to have really serious thought, be really serious about your decisions, your investments, your trading. So yeah, I'm thinking we could see a big shift coming up here. And what we saw here on the Bitcoin chart, if we look at the blue lines, that's when the sun was conjunct Saturn. So that's coming up a few days here, February 28th. Sorry, it's actually the pink. So the pink is when the sun was conjunct Saturn each year. So the last time was February 16th. It was a time of reaping rewards as the markets were kind of peaking. So there was a nice trade. Markets were peaking, and then before the markets fell off, and we had the banking collapse there. And then back in February 4th, 2022, also kind of a time of reaping rewards. It was a kind of a time to take some profits before the bear market got worse. And then check this out. In January 23rd, 2021, it was just marking that dip right there. And perhaps we could see something like this happening in the coming weeks. Because so we saw a market peak out here. The market peaked right there before we corrected down. Whoopsies, let me delete that. And where we're at, we're really peaking out. It seems like we're peaking out right here. Peaking up here, and could we be correcting pretty soon? That's what I'm thinking, especially in March. But really any day now we could see some volatility, some choppiness in the market, some corrections. I'm really thinking we could see something like this. Like if you look at this kind of activity here where we could correct, then go back up, then correct again, go back up. Kind of a pattern of distribution pattern there. That's what I'm thinking now. This was a bit bullish, markets kind of went up, but then we had the COVID collapse. That was in the market low. But check this out. This is the kind of marking the time to sell after the bull market was done. It's an opportunity to take profits there, reaping rewards at the top there. Very interesting. So are we seeing something like this happening right now? Bitcoin is peaking out very close to this sun conjunct Saturn. Is this an opportunity Yeah, I don't know. To reap rewards before we correct here and see some choppy action. It's definitely possible. But this is not financial advice. I have to say that. It's for entertainment and educational purposes only. None of this is financial or investment advice. Just have to say that on here for legal reasons. Hope you understand. And then here, I mean, markets were just kind of heading up. So, interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Kevin says, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Beautiful. Thanks for coming on, Kevin. Let me know if you have any questions about crypto or astrology. That's what we're talking about today. So we also look here, so I was curious about Mercury entering Pisces, okay? So Mercury enters Pisces right here on February 23rd. That's happening in a few days. And Mercury represents the markets, but Mercury is not happy in the sign of Pisces because it's opposite one of its ruling signs, Virgo. So I was wondering what happens to markets every time Mercury goes into Pisces. And so I took blue vertical lines and I mapped it out and saw a little bit of interesting patterns. So it's gonna happen here. Mercury's just about to go into Pisces. The last time we saw this dump, that was bearish. Let's scroll out here. Here, markets got one more pump before they dumped. And, now this is interesting. Maybe we're going to see some action like this, where the markets are peaking out right now, and maybe we correct down before we head back up a bit. That is what I'm thinking. If I were to guess what's going to happen in the coming weeks, it's something like this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This is pretty much what I'm planning for. That is what I'm thinking right there. So that pretty much sums up. But this is very interesting. So, wow. I just noticed this. So in the COVID collapse, we literally had Mercury ingress into Pisces 3 times. So it went into Pisces, then it retrograded back into Aquarius. It ingressed again into Pisces. So that's very interesting. That happened 3 times. And I looked at the charts, and the next time Mercury's going to ingress Pisces 3 times is February 2027. Or I believe, February 2027. So I am going to bookmark that date and keep that in mind because we could see some crazy events in the markets and in the world. Very interesting. Here we just saw sideways action. Here we peaked out before markets dumped. And here we had one last peak before markets dumped. So, and then we just went sideways here. So, very interesting. Could we be seeing something like that soon? Here, the time frame I'm not positive about, but could we seeing a dump and a pump up? Or do we have a bit more time here to peak out before? I'm definitely thinking we're going to correct at some point. Seems like it's bound to happen. So let's see if we have any comments. Okay. Hey, thanks for tuning on to the show today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll answer them here. If not, I will wrap this video up. So I got to go get some dinner. It's been a long day today. I spent literally, I think 3 to 4 hours just logging into my bank account. It's just one of those days where there's just a bunch of technical glitches and nothing really made sense. Yeah, it was so crazy. Never spent that much time just trying to log into my bank account. It was so crazy. Anyways, just checking out these patterns today. So, and then check out my video yesterday because I talked about the full moon coming up, where we also, usually with the full moon, at some point we get a dump and a pump. So, all right, well, thanks for tuning in. If you are watching this recording, thanks for watching. I'll be coming out with more videos on Bitcoin astrology, and I'll be looking at altcoins too. All right, hope you have a great rest of your evening or morning, wherever you're tuning in from. All right, one last comment here. What do you think about Chinese astrology and numerology? Too popular these days. Yeah, I don't know much about Chinese astrology. I just know it's the year of the dragon this year, correct? Which seems good. Seems good potentially for markets. Very dynamic energy. Numerology, it's interesting, but I don't know how accurate it is. I mean, I know sometimes, I have gotten a psychic reading from a woman who I believe also does numerology, and sometimes she's like scary accurate, and other times she's not so accurate. So I don't know, like overall, like how accurate numerology is. Is it like 70% accurate, 80% accurate, or is it kind of like 50-50? I know I've seen some numerology channels make predictions, and it's like, well, how accurate are they? How often are they right? Is it like 50-50? Is it more like 60-40? So yeah, I'm open to numerology. I don't take it as like, oh my God, it's like 95% accurate. I don't know. But maybe that's just because I haven't dove into it yet. Maybe talk to me in a few years. Maybe I'll get into it at some point. Okay, year of the wooden dragon. Cool. Growth coming. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Talk about growth for humanity, for the planet, for a major shift in consciousness. Hallelujah. That's definitely coming. I see it. I see it coming. The wooden dragon, and plus the astrology, just, oh my God, so many major shifts in the coming 2 to 3 years. It's pretty crazy. It's going to be wild. That's why I'm doing the astrology here, and we'll have a lot more astrology to come. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.